Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay, Ji. So let me open the PDF. So this is the Murli of 3rd of April 1981. In this Murli, Baba is reminding us that whatever happens through the cycle is a mere reflection of what we do during the confluence age. So our activities at this time are in Baba's remembrance and therefore the most elevated. And because of those elevated actions that we perform at this time, we create memorials for ourselves in the copper and silver age, pardon me, copper and iron ages in the next kalpa. So how that happens, what truly transpires is what we're going to understand in today's Murli. So the essence of the Murli is the path of bhakti, is the memorial of those on the path of knowledge. The path of bhakti is the memorial of those on the path of knowledge. What meeting is now taking place on the shores of Madhavan? Today it is the meeting of the many rivers with the ocean. Each small and large river of knowledge is a purifier like the Father. So we Baba's children are rivers, and Baba is the ocean, and the shore is Madhuban. So the rivers come and merge into the ocean, and there are some small rivers and some are large rivers. But we all are rivers, rivers of knowledge. And since we are rivers of knowledge, we are purifiers like the Father. So some of us could be big purifiers, some could be small purifiers, but we are purifiers just like the Father. So it's a good self-respect point to start off with, that we are rivers of knowledge, and we can add the word large to that and say we are large rivers of knowledge. We are the purifiers like the Father. So the Father is looking at his service companions. See, another self-respect point. The Father is looking at his service companions. So who are we? We are his, or we are God's service companions. The purifying rivers who have arrived from this land and abroad. So many Baba's children were in front of him, their whole hall was filled with people from India and also from abroad. So souls of this land and abroad have become pure and are singing so many songs of praise. So we children sing songs of praise. Baba also sings his songs of praise for us children. So the songs that are now in their minds will become the songs sung through their lips in the copper age. So in the copper age, we will have songs that will be sung for us. Right now, we are singing the songs. Later, people will sing songs for us. The songs of praise that the Father now sings is of the elevated task and the elevated lives of you elevated souls. See, Baba also sings songs for us. And what does he sing? He praises the elevated task that we are doing and the elevated lives that we are living or leading. And again, see, Baba is the one who taught us how to perform elevated tasks. Baba is the one who taught us how to live elevated lives. Yet, after teaching us, when we start becoming that, then Baba sings praise of those actions and that life that we lead. So later on the path of devotion, these songs will be remembered in the form of devotional songs. So let's together take a moment to go into the copper age. So we'll go back and forth during this Murli, during this next 45-50 minutes that we have together between the confluence age that we are in right now and the copper age, and of course the iron age as well. So in the confluence age, let's see ourselves sitting in front of Baba in the diamond hall. We are singing praise of God, Baba, and Baba is singing praise of us. And let's quickly jump into the copper and iron ages, where devotees are singing songs for us, devotional songs. Now, because all of you souls experience the attainment of super sensuous happiness, you are dancing in your minds. So let's come back to the confluence age. We are here, we are experiencing all the attainments from Baba. We have received super sensuous joy, super sensuous happiness. So we are dancing in our minds. So let's take a moment to see ourselves dancing in our minds. And then let's go back again to the copper age, iron age. Then on the path of devotion, you will be dancing with your feet. So let's see ourselves dancing with our feet. Now let's come back to the confluence age. You now turn the beads of the rosary of the virtues of elevated souls and speak of their virtues. It's all our seniors, our dadis, our dadas, all the elevated souls, virtuous souls, our ancestor souls. So we turn the beads of the rosary of the virtues of those souls and ourselves too in that process, right? We are also elevated souls. And so we do talk about our own virtues as well. So now we go to the copper and iron ages. Later on the path of devotion, they, that is devotees, will turn the beads of a physical rosary of you. So let's see ourselves in the copper age, and all our devotees are sitting in front of us, standing in front of us, and they all have the beads, the rosary in their hands, and they're turning the beads of that rosary. You now offer bhog to the Father, and in return, people on the path of devotion will offer bhog to all of you. So come back to confluence age. We are offering bhog to Baba. So let's take a moment to see ourselves offering bhog to Baba. It's such a sacred experience. We can also go back to Madhuban. We are right now not in Madhuban, but in our minds we can travel to Madhuban and see in the Diamond Hall or in Pandav Bhavan or in Gyan Sarovar Hall that bhog is being offered, and all of us are sitting there experiencing the sacredness of that moment. And then we can go to the copper and iron ages, where the devotees will be offering bhog to us. Just as you don't take anything without first offering it to the Father, similarly, people on the path of devotion will not take anything without first offering it to you, deity souls. Just as at present you put the Father first and then yourself, so they will put the deities first and themselves afterwards. They copy everything you do. So what we could do, probably, which I like to do many times, is to see different scenes in each of my eye. So with the left eye, I can focus on the confluence age. The right eye, I try to focus, as I was saying, I was trying to focus on the copper and iron ages, and that's what I invite you all to do as well. So you can switch between the left eye and the right eye. So left eye is the conscious age, the right eye, the copper and iron ages. And so everything that we're doing in the conscious age is being copied by the devotees in the copper and iron ages. You become embodiments of remembrance, and they become embodiments of the remembrance of the memorial of that. Very interesting. We become embodiments of remembrance, and they become embodiments of the remembrance of the memorial of that. You're all constantly unadulterated. That is, you constantly stay in the remembrance of one, so that no one can shake you or change you in a negative way. So see yourself in just the remembrance of one Baba, so that no one can shake you, no one can change you in any negative ways. Now, through the right eye, similarly, your intense devotees, your true devotees, your first devotees have intellects that have very strong faith in you. They're special deities. Their faith in you is unshakable and unbreakable. Our faith in Baba is unshakable and unbreakable. Their faith in us is also unshakable and unbreakable. Even if devotees of Hanuman were to attain Rama, they would still remain devotees of Hanuman. They have such strong faith. So right eye, path of devotion. They copy you in the way you have one strength and one support. See, for us, Baba is one strength and one support. So on the path of devotion, our devotees will see us as their one strength and one support. It is at this time that all of you become spiritual pilgrims. Now, Baba is talking about spiritual pilgrimage or pilgrimage in general. So, to the left eye, we can see ourselves becoming spiritual pilgrims. We are spiritual pilgrims. We're constantly on a spiritual pilgrimage. And what is that spiritual pilgrimage? Your pilgrimage is of God's remembrance. And there, so through the right eye, we can see that their pilgrimage is in memory of you. At present, all of you walk around the pillars of the Tower of Knowledge and Peace in order to read the elevated versions and teachings about becoming an embodiment of remembrance. And you also make everyone else walk around it. So we can see ourselves in front of Shanti Stam, the Tower of Peace in Pandav Bhavan. And we can see ourselves going round the entire memorial of Brahma Baba. And we are reading all the wonderful teachings that are inscribed on that memorial. And we are also guiding others to go around along with us. And then, so you walk around the tower to read the teachings written on the tower. You don't miss any side of the tower. When you have been around all the four sides of the tower, you feel that you've seen and experienced everything. So later on, now through the right eye, in the memory of this, devotees go around all of you idols. So see yourself in the middle, your idol form, and devotees are going round and round your deity, your idol image. So until they have gone around those idols, they won't feel that their worshipping was complete. On the path of devotion, they copy in a physical way every subtle action and virtue of all of you. This is why Bapdada constantly advises all of you deity souls. Yeah, so we are future deity souls to keep your intellects firm in having faith in one. So what do we have to do? We have to keep our intellects firm in the faith of one. If you don't stay in constant and stable remembrance of one at this time, if you don't concentrate on one, if you don't remain unshakable, your devotees will not be able to have intellects with strong faith in you. Your devotees will not be able to have intellects with strong faith in you. Here, if the feet of your intellects wander here and there, the feet of your devotees would stumble around later. Here, if the feet of your intellects wander here and there, the feet of your devotees would stumble around later. Yeah, see? Switch between the left eye and the right eye. The left eye, if we wander here and there, let our intellects and minds go here and there, then the devotee's feet will also stumble around in the corporal narrations. Sometimes they would consider one idol to be their deity, and sometimes another idol. Today they would be devotees of Rama, and tomorrow they would be devotees of Krishna. If you don't now have the stage of experiencing all attainments from one, your devotee souls would be wandering around from one deity to another for some attainment. When you move away from your elevated honor now, if you move away from your elevated honor now, so go back to the left eye, then later on your devotees, pardon me, later on, your devotees will also become distressed and leave you. Yes, so through the right eye, see your devotees becoming distressed and leaving you. That shouldn't happen, right? So what we have to do is to make sure that we do not allow our intellect to go here and there, that we allow our elevated honor to be disgraced in any way, form, or sense. We cannot let go of this elevated honor that Baba has given us. And then in the path of devotion, those devotees will also not become distressed and leave us. So instead of having subtle experiences through remembrance now, you complain because of a lack of attainment due to your weaknesses. You either complain of being disheartened or you complain out of love. Therefore, your devotees too will constantly complain. Therefore, your devotees too will constantly complain. Each of you knows all the complaints very well, and Baba is therefore not going to tell you about them. And so we have to stop being disheartened. We have to stop losing the honor that Baba has given us. We have to stop letting our intellects wander here and there. Otherwise, we will have our devotees complain as well. We'll have our devotees stumble around as well. And our devotees will also become distressed and leave us. So the Father says, be merciful and constantly have feelings of mercy. Be merciful and constantly have feelings of mercy. Yeah, another self-respect point. I am a merciful soul who constantly has feelings of mercy. Now, Baba is saying, however, instead of mercy, you sometimes have arrogance or doubt. Yeah, Baba neither wants us to have arrogance, neither wants us to be disheartened and have doubt. The same thing happens with your devotees. To have doubt means to ask, should I do this? Will be it like this? I think it should be, will it be like this? Should it not be like this? In this too, you forget mercy. Be merciful to yourself and to others. You have doubt in yourself and also in others. Am I good enough? Sometimes we have that doubt. Are my instruments good enough? Do they really care about me? Do they have my best interests in their hearts and their minds? These are the kinds of doubts we end up having. So should it not be like this? In this too, they forget mercy. Be merciful to yourself and to others. You have doubt in yourself and also in others. If your illness of doubt increases, it becomes like a cancer. This is an amazing analogy Baba is explaining in this Murli today. That if your illness of doubt increases, it becomes like a cancer. So he's comparing doubt to cancer. Those who are in the first stage of cancer can still be cured, but it is difficult to cure those in the last stage. They are neither able to stay alive nor die. Here too, they are neither totally ignorant nor knowledgeable. They indicate this by constantly chanting the same slogan. For themselves, they say, "This is how I am." Whereas for others, they say, "This one is always like that." For themselves, they would justify all the wrongs that they're doing. And for others, they are not ready to accept their mistakes. So sometimes we also become like that. We look at other people's mistakes and we are not able to have mercy for them. And we feel they are just like that and they will never change and so on and so forth. And for ourselves, we keep on arguing and justifying that this is how I am and it's impossible for me to change and things like that. So this one is always like that. No matter how much you try to change them, they still chant the same thing. So cancer patients may appear to eat and drink very well. Externally, they would look very well and strong, but internally, they would have no strength because the cancer will eat the person from inside, right? It would weaken the person completely from inside. So externally, they would look very strong and well, but internally, they would have no strength. Similarly, those who have the illness of doubt would externally conduct themselves very well. Similarly, those who have the illness of doubt would externally conduct themselves very well. Externally, they would appear to be lacking. They wouldn't, externally, they would appear to be lacking nothing. They wouldn't even appear to be discontented, but their attainment of happiness and power would be very weak. Yes, what Baba is saying, externally, they would appear to be lacking nothing. They wouldn't even appear to be discontented, but their attainment of happiness and power would be very weak. There's also a similar illness of arrogance. Yes, so first Baba talked about doubt, how that makes the soul weak. Just like cancer weakens the body, doubt weakens the soul. And now let's understand what the illness of arrogance does. The sign of being merciful is that you will have one Baba and none other in your every word and thought. Wherever they look, those who are merciful will constantly see the Father. Whereas wherever those who have arrogance look, they will only see themselves. Yes. So let's say somebody has done a great job, some good service. Now, if that person doesn't have arrogance, then that person will say, yeah, Baba did it. They will not want to take credit for themselves. Whereas those who have arrogance will want to project themselves in the front, that I did it. So you see how Baba is explaining wherever they look, that is, those who have no arrogance, those who are merciful, they will constantly see the Father, whereas those who have arrogance, they will only see themselves. Those with arrogance will be turning the rosary of I, whereas those with mercy will be turning the rosary of the Father. Their consciousness of I will be merged in the Father. This is what it means to be absorbed in love for the Father. This type of soul is merged in the Father's love, and the other type of soul is merged in the consciousness of I. Yeah, the wrong type of I, not I the soul, but I so and so. Do you understand? Throughout the whole cycle, there are those who copy you. Yeah, so on the path of devotion now, through the right eye, you can see some devotees having doubt and some devotees having arrogance. And so if we have doubt and we have arrogance, then some devotees will have doubt and arrogance, which we don't want. So we have to let go of all our doubts. We have to let go of all our arrogance. So throughout the whole cycle, there are those who copy you. You are master gods for your devotees. You are the fathers of the people, so small f father, fathers of the people in the golden and silver ages, whereas at the confluence age, you are the images of support who reveal Bapdada's name and his stars. See, we have a great role across the entire cycle. So we are fathers of the people, as kings and queens, emperors and empresses of all the people, in the kingdom during golden and silver ages. And when we go into the copper and iron ages, we have these deity images of ours that will serve the people, will give them strength, will give them support, will give them peace, will give them happiness. And in the confluence age, what are we? Again, we are images of support who reveal Bapdada's name and his task. You can either glorify the Father's name with your elevated actions and your transformation, or you can defame the Father's name with your wasteful actions and ordinary behavior. What a beautiful sentence right here. So we have a choice. In fact, we have choice every day, every moment. If we can either glorify the Father's name with our elevated actions and how we transform ourselves. You see, when people see our transformation, they'll be inspired to transform too. And they will want to know, how did you get transformed? How did I get transformed? How did this person get transformed? That person would say, oh, I learn meditation. I go to the Brahma Kumaris, and there you learn how to connect to the Supreme Soul. So that person will also be inspired to learn this meditation and connect to the Supreme Soul. But if we don't transform, then people will be more cheesed up. They will run away from us. And they will not only run away from us, they'll run away from Baba as well. So in this way, we will defame the Father's name through our wasteful actions and ordinary behavior. So it is in the hands of you children. That's what Baba is saying. At the time of destruction, you will be in your forms of great benefactors, great bestowers of blessings, and great donors. Mahadani, Vardani, right? These are the words Baba uses in Hindi. So great benefactors. We are benefactors for the whole world. Great um, self-respect points here. Great benefactors, great bestowers of blessings, and great donors. Greatly charitable souls for the whole world. We could make this into one amazing self-respect point, that we are great benefactors, great bestowers of blessings, great donors, and greatly charitable souls for the whole world. So let's take a moment together to look at ourselves as great benefactors, great bestowers of blessings, great donors, and greatly charitable souls. And not just for a few souls, for the entire world. Therefore, you are so elevated in every period. During golden and silver ages, that's one period. Then during copper and iron ages, that's the second period. And then the confluence age, which is the last period. Your images of support all the time. Does each of you consider yourself to be this? Adhar Murat, images of support. You have the recognition of three aspects of time. Trikaldashi, the beginning, the middle, and the end in your awareness. You're not alone. There are many others behind you who are copying you. Therefore, constantly pay attention to every action you perform. Baba has said this many times that we are on the stage and the spotlight is on us and the camera is on us. The microphone is attached to us. So whatever we say is going to be amplified and the whole world is going to hear that. Whatever we do, the whole world is going to watch that. And there's this bright light focused on us that we can't escape. You see, people will look at us, people will observe us, people will scrutinize us, and then people will copy us. So if we do the wrong things, they're going to copy wrong things from us. They're going to learn those wrong things and do the same. So we have to be very careful. We have to constantly pay attention to every action that we perform. All right. So with this, the main Murli is over. The salutations to those who are great in all three aspects of time. Images of support in all three aspects of time, past, present, and future. Golden and silver ages, copper and iron ages, and the conscious age. To those who are embodiments of power and no weakness whatsoever, and who are merciful and stay in remembrance of the Father. Who are merciful and stay in the remembrance of the Father. And just one Father, one image, one support, no one else. Our intellects don't go anywhere. Just stay with Baba. Unadulterated remembrance of Baba. To those who are constant embodiments and bestowers of attainment at every second. Pana tha jo pa liya. We have received everything. We have attained everything. At every second, we have that experience of having attained everything. That there's nothing lacking in our lives. Because sometimes we go up and down. We feel we are on the top of the world. We have attained everything. The next moment we crash down. Baba doesn't want that. Baba wants us to have that experience of being embodiments and of attainment, bestowers of attainment, embodiments of attainment at every moment. To the souls who are complete like the Father. To the souls who are complete like the Father. I am complete like the Father. Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. We spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual Om Shanti. I think this is a good point to stop. I have read 6 pages, and so the rest 6 pages can be read the next time, that is tomorrow. So this is the 1 page, 2 pages, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can read the rest of the pages next time. We can remember Baba together, our deep remembrance right now. We can again see ourselves in the conference age through the left eye, all the things that we're doing now, and through the right eye, all the things that will happen, that will transpire in the copper and iron ages. All the things that the devotees will do. Whatever we're doing now will be copied by our devotees. So together we can be in Baba's remembrance. for a couple of minutes. Oh, Shanti. So if you all have any questions, I'm sure you don't have any, because each one of you is such a sparkling star, an amazing child of Baba, a wonderful student of Baba. But if you have any questions, we can field those for a few minutes, and then you all can share your points. But then after the questions, if there are any, I will like to take leave. So you all can continue sharing your points, and then I'll meet you all tomorrow for the rest of the morning. So another 1 or 2 minutes of Baba's remembrance while you think of a question if you have any.
Radha, until we start the questions, if anybody wishes to share their takeaways from the Murli, can we do that?
Sure, Rakibet, but then is that okay if I leave for the sharing of the points, the takeaways? I have some souls waiting here.
Sure, sir. Shratang Bhai, that's fine. If we have anybody who has any question, we can take that immediately, or else that's fine.
I don't think anybody has any questions. Like I said, this is the most amazing class filled with all the most wonderful students of Baba. So best wishes, all of you. And I'm sure you'll have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll meet you tomorrow morning for India time, and tomorrow evening, US time. So thank you, Raki Ben. Over to you.
Thank you, Shratang Bhai.
Yes, Raki Ben.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Shratang Bhai.
Thank
you,
you.
Baba. Shratang Bhai.
Thank you, Raki Ben. Thank you, each one of you. Yeah. All right. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We can unmute ourselves and share our takeaways from today's Murli, if anybody would like to share.
Om Shanti. It's a great Murli with, every word is full of so intoxication. We Brahmin souls, how every thought, every word, and every action of the conference age in remembrance of the Supreme Father, Teacher, and Sadguru. And in fact, every relationship what we experience with him now becomes a memorial, timeless memorial throughout the Kalpa, and especially during the 63 births from the proper youth. And in fact, that means we are designing we are creating our destiny. We are, in fact, designing our entire settings now, settings of the entire Kalp now. That's so special, feeling very special, and every intoxication. What Baba, Babdada sings the praises of we children, in the Bhakti Kal, that will be the bhakts, the devotees singing praise for we, the idols of the remembrance of the Supreme. See how intoxication it is. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
So it's very wonderful. So it's good to know how devotees copy everything during what all happens on the path of knowledge, and so that becomes the memorial. So whatever the path of knowledge that is done, right, and in remembrance of the path, or whatever children does, right, that is actually being copied in the in the Dwapar Yuga, right, in the copper age. So if we are unshakable in our faith, then the devotees are also unshakable in their faith. So that's really wonderful. So when we walk on the circle around the tower, right, reading everything, they will also circle around. So it's wonderful to know that how this path of devotion is getting recorded during the Sangam, and beautifully Baba, explained one side how children create things and how that reflects on the path of devotion. Thank you, Vincent.
Also,
When
Baba today places an analogy with doubt with the cancer. So it internally kills all the cells, but there is no symptom outside. Similarly, if we have a doubt on anybody or anything, any situation, then automatically we will distract ourselves. So beautiful. Thank you, sister.
Also adding one reflection about the dance of the super sensuous joy, happiness, bliss, purity, knowledge, and powers which we Brahmin souls are experiencing now. The devotees will be, dancing with their feet, and it reminds me of that in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There's a dance with Sri Krishna. All devotees, the gopis dancing with Sri Krishna. That Ras, Madhuban, Ras Leela, and which we are right now. We are the same souls, who become later on the devotee souls. Now we are dancing with the Supreme Father, and every soul, Brahmin soul, is experiencing as if Baba is with him or her, and one on one we are experiencing the supersensuous dance of happiness, joy, and love. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good morning. Here Baba mentions about good children of Baba also occasionally getting into doubts, getting into arrogance. I realized that what could be the causes for these? And in my particular life situations, I understand when there are too many situations coming one upon us, I tend to shake in the confidence, in the confidence of faith. Should I believe in people? Should I not believe in people? Or what should I do? And later Baba gives this wonderful swaman of us being great charitable donors, great charitable souls. And then I would like to experiment on this. Let me take that path of being a very faithful person and let that emit on to souls. And the truth would eventually come out as to who's telling truth, who's not telling truth, and who is liar. And once that is clear to both of us, then there's nobody to answer. And the situation itself will speak for the best. At least I should not let that cell of cancer, as Baba says, to sprout inside me. Because it'll start, I see that once I'm acting judgmental in my profession, it takes a toll, and we would rather go into doing multiple testing as to understanding why this person may be a sham, you know. So that way, I would like to take it on to myself today that let me put my faith's intellect into that person and let me give the benefit of doubt to the other person, and it is up to him to prove it whether he's right or not, or to win over that situation. Yes. Thank you, Baba.
Would anyone else like to share?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Really a wonderful Murli in which Baba says that what you do in this Purushottam Sangam Yuga, that will come to you in the coming time, that is in Satyuga basically, or after that. Baba has given the pen to write our fate, that whatever Purusharth that you're doing it, the way you're doing it, get it in the same way. So this is the time, that time of attention, and the time you have to be very, very careful, and we have to follow and word. No manmat, no paramat, only srimat. Because when we are moving forward with srimat, we are really you really becoming what Baba wants, तभी हम बाबा की आशाओं पर खरे उतरेंगे. In bhakti, people say that जो भाग्य में लिखा है वही होगा. Now is the time अपने भाग्य को लिखने का. ओम शांति.
So, so before we move on to meditation, there is a quick announcement. I will share a flyer. So tomorrow there's a special class scheduled in the Murli, Hindi Murli club. As you know, there is another club, Hindi Murli club, same like English Murli club. So there, Sister Jayanti Didi will be speaking on this topic, Bapdada ki bachon se asham. So it's going to be in the evening, 8:30 to 9:30 tomorrow. So those who like to join, you can join and take the benefit. So with that, Rakhi Ben will move on to meditation. We'll sit in silence and close the session.
Yes.
Okay. So let's sit in silence for a minute and then we'll close the session for today. Om Shanti. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. We'll connect again tomorrow at 5. Until then, you all have a beautiful day.